This is something that's woken me up. This fight scares you. Plays in my mind at night. It's hard to sleep. I had two options: run away or say, "You will not stop me."
It's all the strength work that they've asked of me. I haven't said that anything's too much and I can't do it. I've always given my best in the gym. And in terms of the power, you're going to have to tune in December 19th on Netflix to see if this right hand still carries the power that it did at 250 pounds.
Jake Paul, you got some big balls, and I've got to give him respect for taking this fight, bro. You ready?
Jake Paul was super nervous when he saw Anthony Joshua hitting the pads. The speed and the power in those punches were scary. This was not just for show. It was a big reminder of what a real heavyweight king can do when he is ready for war. Joshua looked fast, explosive, and mean. He was snapping his punches so hard, it looked like he was sending a message to anyone brave enough to fight him. Paul has built his whole career on being careful and picking his fights. He did not ignore what he was seeing. Instead, he told everyone the truth. He said this is the most dangerous fight of his entire life. He knows Joshua is a monster in that ring. Jake looked worried because he saw the raw violence waiting for him. This isn't a game anymore. It is the real deal, and it looks very dangerous for Jake.
Very high risk, but guess what? It's very high reward. If he pulls this out, he is unequivocally the owner of boxing. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, it was an honor to be invited to America, to come and perform in front of some amazing people, the Miami crowd, the international crowd. So I just said it's got to be done. They want to see some big punches thrown and some knockouts, and we're going to deliver. Jake Paul, he got some big balls, and I've got to give him respect for taking this fight because I'm fucking ready.
Does he understand there's a lot of risk? Yes. Does he know Anthony Joshua can put him to sleep? Absolutely. But he has this sense of belief, this sense of clarity that it's his time.
I think at the end of the day, I'm a kid with a big heart that wants to change the world, disruptor, and I never took no for an answer, and I'm just chasing my dreams, having fun. And
At the open workout before his big fight with Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua looked like a man on a mission. He was hitting the pads with heavy punches. He showed fast feet and deep focus. He reminded all the fans why he was the king of the division. The Brit spoke with a very scary tone about his mind. He told the media this is not a sideshow for him. He is treating this just like every other big fight. He plans to bring all his power and fury when they finally meet in the ring in Miami.
Niggas saw me on the landing up, you what I'm doing, fucking like I took cabin. What cool of that, just let me know how much I match this. I got my feet, I wouldn't dare in the promise. I'm aware of my talent, ain't fair, what shit happens. Smart sling rapping, same time I did rapping. Cause no one ain't happy like a bandit. Put my young boys on a track shift. 4 weeks later, it's that 10 each. All of them parties that my hands did see. Instead of gratitude, I'm so
Jake Paul is making it very clear. He is not just here to show up. He really believes he can beat Anthony Joshua. Paul says he loves taking on the biggest and best challenges in all of boxing. This fight is exactly what he wants. He knows most people think Joshua will win easily, but Jake says he is ready to shock the whole world. He wants to pull off the biggest upset in the history of sports.
it's a testament to hard work and every single day dedicating yourself to a craft, pushing through when you don't want to be there, and it all pays off in the long run. And believing in yourself, setting goals that people think are impossible. That's really what my story is all about, and that I hope to inspire kids at home. I set these goals, everyone laughs at them, and then I'm the one laughing in the end. Yeah, one of us is going to sleep. That's what we're going to do here. That's what this heavyweight fight's all about.
There you go, Miami! Live, make some noise!
In his big interviews, Paul talks about his plan. He wants to use speed and movement to win. He thinks he can dodge Joshua's power. Jake wants to pick him apart for 8 rounds. He is confident he can outsmart the champion.
For some time now, there was some questioning whether you actually meant that. Do you feel that you've earned some credibility amongst boxing purists now?
I'm not even sure who the boxing purists are. Like, where are they? You know, like, who are these people that we talk about, and how pure are they? They can't be that pure. They go to church every day? I don't know, brother.
Do you feel like you've earned some respect from those fans who watch?
I don't know. Because I don't know who they are or where they are. It's like this peanut gallery that doesn't exist. Oh, Jake's not good. Jake's not good for boxing. Like, bro, where are these people? I don't see them on Twitter anymore. It's dead. It's dead.
Well, a lot of people do analyse your boxing skills. In terms of your opinion, what do you think the biggest improvement you've made as a fighter over the last 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, I would say like footwork, defense, having the experience on the fight night, staying calm, jab, combinations, body work, countering, feints, like just a lot of...
Jake Paul's mind is in a very intense place. He said he is ready to die in the ring to get the win. This shows everyone how locked in he is as the fight gets close. Paul has told the world he is not just trying to survive against Anthony Joshua. He is focused on knocking him out. He wants to shock the world in what he calls the biggest upset in all of sports history. Paul is a huge underdog against the former world champion, but he says with total confidence that he will get a stunning win. He insists that one of them is going to sleep. He says he is ready to take his big moment. Joshua has talked about Jake Paul's boxing skills with a bit of respect. He sees the hard work Jake has done to grow. Joshua says Paul has worked very hard despite starting in a strange way. He sees a man trying to be a perfect boxer and not just a star looking for news. He says Jake's hard work is why this fight is such a massive event. But Joshua makes it clear that his years at the top give him a huge lead. He plans to use all his experience to control the match. He wants to break Paul down in his mind and his body when they finally fight.
It's kind of a hard one to gauge, right? Because he fights opponents that aren't your traditional boxing opponents you'd face at the point of his career. When you look at him and his ability, can you rank him compared to the guys that you have fought in your career? And where would he rank?
At the start of my career. Yeah, he'll be someone that I would have fought early on in my career. Yeah, I've got a lot of experience now. But yeah, someone at the start of my career, I'd say. But I don't know who to say exactly, but maybe someone at the start of my career.
Anthony, Charlotte Daly from Daily Mail.
Hello.
I was actually talking to Eddie Hearn recently about this matchup with Jake Paul, and he was saying about the Daniel Dubois defeat, and that potentially it was more painful than people may have anticipated or imagined. Is taking a fight with Jake Paul trying to find that fun again and that enjoyment again in boxing?
Boxing is not such a fun sport.
Pro boxers all over the world are very worried. They are talking about the safety and the legacy of this fight. Some say the money is good, but almost no one thinks this is a real and fair contest.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, as much as he's a monster, he's got a weak mind, hasn't he? So Jake could end up getting into it because Jake's got everyone eating out the palm of his hand. He's a very clever man. So
you really think he's got a chance?
Why wouldn't he have a chance? Look how confident he is. I mean, come on. Like, Anthony would have all the pressure in the world, and if Anthony didn't do him with the first few punches, he'd start doubting himself in his head, because that's what he does. But no, Anthony should win, shouldn't he? But
what do you make of Tyson Fury saying that he's going to put $1 million bet on Jake winning by knockout?
Tyson to leg it, lad. He's retired about 50 times. What's he on about, mate? Just tell him to leg it, and I love him. If he walked in here, I'd obviously...
At one point, you were good friends.
I'm still good friends, but obviously if he walked in here, I'd act like I'm not talking about him, but then on the camera I'm talking, Is this not what we're on?
Fair enough.
Is everyone not fake, or no? We all... What are we on here? Are we all acting like we don't hate each other? Like, come on. Like, what?
You're on absolute smoke today.
Shut your mouth, Tyson.
Former champ Carl Froch says this fight with Paul could ruin AJ's name. He thinks Joshua is moving away from being a Hall of Fame legend. At the same time, AJ says he cares a lot about his long-term health. He wants his legacy to be that he walked away from boxing healthy. In a recent press meeting, Anthony Joshua spoke to the critics who say this fight is bad for his career. In his calm way, Joshua ignored the haters. He said he does not waste any energy on those voices. His focus stays only on the people who believe in him and his skills. He does not let the mean talk into his mind at all. He knows the old school fans might think this match is strange. Still, he made it clear he is not afraid to take this huge chance. He wants to entertain the fans and challenge himself. He does not want to look back with any regret. He does not care what others think about the fight.
Not really, because if this is going to be his last fight, fighting this clown show, I mean, it's not ideal, is it? It's no ideal way to go out, but people would argue, well, he's just taking the money and running. So you can't really argue with that. So that's it for another episode of Frosh on Fighting. I had to get my opinion out there because I know you've all been waiting for it. It's a shame, really. I'd like to see Anthony Joshua, actually, even though I don't believe he can do it. But when Eddie Hearn tells us that AJ is going to become a 3-time world champ, it'd be nice to see the rebuilding process and get back behind him. 1 or 2 easy fights and then go for a world title. And this could be one of the 2 easy fights. But I just think if you're going to jump in with fake Paul at this level, which is like I say, arguably a massive mismatch, it's no way to step towards or climb a ladder to get towards that world title. So this, for me, tells me that Anthony Joshua knows he's finished at any sort of elite level or world level. He won't be trying to go down a world title level anymore. This is just a cash out. So good luck to him. Fair play to him, but hopefully when he's finished this fight, he'll be honest with us and say, listen, I've milked it, I've creamed it, I've had an unbelievable touch at the end of my career. I mean, he's already had an outrageous touch, hasn't he, with the involvement of Saudi Arabia, and now he's just creaming it at the end. He's got fake Paul, which is massive. Great for AJ, fair play to him. Anybody would do the same at the end of the career he's had. You know, he's not an elite heavyweight, is he? He's never going to come back and become...
Former British star Amir Khan has a scary warning about the risks Jake Paul is taking against Anthony Joshua. Khan says this fight is not just a contest. It could be very dangerous for Paul's body. Khan says Joshua's power and size give him a huge lead. He says if Joshua lands one clean shot, the damage could be terrifying. Paul has never felt that kind of force before. Khan says it only takes one punch to change everything. One bad night or one big hit can seriously hurt a fighter or change their life forever. He is very worried about Paul's ability to take Joshua's massive hits. This is a very serious warning for the young fighter. It is a big risk.
And I think Joshua sparked him out in like 2 rounds. Really? Yeah, why do you look surprised when I don't.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Come on, bro. You're fighting like one of the best heavyweight fighters in the world against a YouTuber. Like, come on. Like, respect the sport of boxing. And if AJ has to go in there and show these influencers that, listen, you can't fuck about with boxing. You know what I mean? Someone's gonna get hurt badly, and this could be one of the first fights where a fighter gets hurt badly, because if you look at the size difference and the power difference, I mean, bro, there could be brain damages going on there. I mean, AJ could hurt him badly, you know.
When you look at Francis Ngannou, who's one of the most fearsome combat styles there is. I know it's MMA, but we saw what AJ did to Ngannou. So,
and that's why you don't look. You can't be surprised if AJ is going to do the same to what's it called again?
Many boxing experts are very scared. They think Jake Paul's fight with Anthony Joshua is dangerous and could even be life-threatening. There is a huge gap in their size and power. Analysts say Joshua is a 2-time world champion with elite skills. Paul has never faced this kind of force before. One clean punch from a man like Joshua can change a life in a second. People are calling this match a total disaster. They warn that fights with such big differences carry a real risk of serious injury. It is a scary situation for everyone watching. Joshua is just too strong and too fast for a new fighter like Jake. This could end very badly for the young star.
I do believe it because AJ is involved, and I think AJ would struggle to he's going to take enough flack over this, but again, it's money talk. So I think AJ will struggle because it's an all-win situation. If he goes in there and Jake Paul lasts the distance, what does he tell you about AJ? Apart from he's just earned an extra 15 million quid. If he goes there and struggles with Jake Paul, then what to say about AJ? Your heydays are well and truly over. If he goes in there and knocks him out, then I'll say that's to be expected. So the glory, there's probably not much glory in it, apart from the haters of Jake Paul to say, right, we've got rid of this kid. I think it's very brave of Jake Paul. So now the problem child has got us to believe this fight's actually happening. So now you've got our attention. So now you've got to back up the boast. It's not about, you're not playing tiddlywink. This is the only game you can't play. You can play football, golf, tennis.
Jake Paul's boss, Nakisa Badarian, is talking about the size difference between Jake and Anthony Joshua. He knows that Joshua is a much bigger man. Paul usually weighs around 200 pounds, while Joshua is a giant heavyweight. But Badarian says their team is not worried at all. He says Paul has grown into a heavyweight fighter now and is not scared of this big challenge. He argues that Jake is learning so fast that the size gap does not matter anymore. Badarian says that Paul has already fought bigger guys in the past and did very well. He believes Jake can handle the extra weight easily. His confidence comes from Paul's new strength and better skills. The team believes that Jake can adapt to anything in the ring. They think his growth will close the gap in this physical mismatch. They are ready to prove the world wrong on fight night. It will be a wild show.
From now on, it's been a phenomenal ride, and a lot of it is due to him.
In terms of his fighting record, it's a good one, isn't it? He's just beaten a former world champion. He's now being talked about as an opponent for Anthony Joshua. Can that fight happen?
I think the fight can absolutely happen. I'm looking at it as Jake versus Joshua, which is quite biblical and it's quite impactful in many ways. If you look at Anthony Joshua, I think he is 28-4, if I'm not mistaken, and 2 of his losses are against Alexander Usyk. Usyk weighed in at 220 pounds for those fights. Jake is not Usyk, a lot more years of experience needed to get to that level, but Jake walks around between 208 and 210, and he fought Mike Tyson at 228 pounds. So I think size-wise, we can get comfortable with it, and I think experience-wise, Jake is learning very fast and growing, and Joshua is a little long in the tooth. So it could be a very interesting matchup, and we're actively...
Promoter Eddie Hearn says there is something totally crazy about Jake Paul wanting to fight Anthony Joshua. He says the risk is very real, and the money is so huge that it is hard to say no. Hearn calls this match a total disaster. He warns that putting a new fighter like Jake in the ring with a star like Joshua is very dangerous. It carries big risks for Jake's body and his future in boxing. He says the millions of dollars make the fight tempting, but the reality is very scary. Joshua has too much power and too much experience. He could overwhelm Paul very fast. This fight could end Jake's career or hurt him very badly if things go wrong in that ring. It is a massive gamble for everyone involved.
AJ, ever so quickly, I watched Jake Paul the weekend. I feel a bit dirty saying that because I'm not a fan of his, but he did say after the fight that he's sort of having DMs or he's dropping text messages to AJ. They're having a chat about a potential fight. What's your view on that, Eddie?
Well, look, he's calling out Gervonta Davis, who is a 135-pound lightweight, and he's calling out Anthony Joshua, that's a heavyweight monster. I think Jake Paul is crazy enough to fight Anthony Joshua because the money would be absolutely obscene. It's a catastrophic mismatch that people would tune in to watch because it would lead to the end of Jake Paul. Hopefully not literally, but it's that dangerous that, you know, it's a fight that I don't think should really happen, if I'm honest. I would say about Jake Paul, and I've said this in a couple of interviews today, I do think you start after giving him a margin of respect. You know, I think this guy is going through the motions, he's putting the hard spars in. He just went 10 rounds with, yes, a washed up fighter, but a former world champion that did train for that fight. But they're very clever in terms of the opponents that they pick. They're not going to gamble unless the money's out of control. And it wouldn't surprise me if Jake Paul, wanted to move forward with an Anthony Joshua fight. Honestly, AJ's coming tonight. He's not exactly looking at Jake Paul going, oh, that's my dream opponent. Would he go in there and give him a hiding for, you know, a massive chunk of money? Probably. I'd be saying, yeah, go on. I'd like to see it.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, 50-50 fight. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I just said in another interview, great if it is. I mean, if it is, then you've got no problem seeing it. But when AJ, I mean, decapitate's a strong word, but you know, when he renders Jake Paul unconscious like he did to Francis Ngannou, don't then say, oh well, it was Jake Paul. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when AJ beat Francis Ngannou, Ngannou just had a fight that could have gone either way with Tyson Fury. Then AJ poleaxed him and everyone just said he's just an MMA fighter. Do you know what I mean? Jake Paul's not Francis Ngannou. But as I said before, if you want to see Jake Paul exit the boxing world...
Can Paul get the biggest win in sports history? Or will Joshua's power win the day? Tell us what you think. Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Let's go.